Perfect.
All right, we'll see you next week when I
What are you doing?
I'm ending the episode, Mills, duh.
It just started.
Oh my God, I'm so confused. I think I literally hit the Bermuda Triangle on my way home from vacation.
Where'd you go?
Not anywhere as interesting as the Greece trip.
Oh yeah, Alyssa just did a story on that trip. Let's check it out.
Yes, let me live vicariously through these people.
Over February break, around 40 students and 4 teachers traveled to Greece. There they got to explore the diverse country, learn about the ancient history, and experience the Grecian culture. Each year the group is guided by an EF tour director who's been traveling with the group for 15 years.
The very first trip was in 2005, and Miss Clark in those days, Mrs. Noon today, I first met her in London. And the very first thing she said to me after I met her was, "Are we able to request you for next year's trip?" And which I thought was a rather unusual introduction. But I think my response to her was, let's see how we get on with this one first before we make any plans for the future. So that's how it started.
So I started this trip because my daughter was studying French in school, and Miss Reed was going to France with Miss Noon, and we were invited to go along, and I've been going ever since. So we have been, we've been to France a couple of times, Spain a couple of times, Italy a couple of times, England, Morocco, and next year we are going to Italy, which is fantastic.
Freshmen and sophomores can apply to be travelers, while returning junior travelers can apply to be senior ambassadors.
I filled out an application and had some teachers write some recommendations for me, and then I wrote an essay, and yeah.
I signed up during the sign-up date, and I wrote an essay, and I got in.
So to be an ambassador, you have to have gone on one of the previous trips. And so I went on the Italy trip my sophomore year, and then I took a year off last year to go on a different trip. And then I applied to be an ambassador. I wrote an essay kind of telling them why I wanted to be on the trip and what I thought I could contribute.
Last year I went on the Portugal and Spain trip, and then I applied this year to be an ambassador, so I wrote an essay, and they also see how I was on the other trips and talk about who they want to put on.
Overall, the group had an amazing time exploring Greece.
So my favorite part of the trip was probably, I like the plane ride because I like planes, but besides the plane ride, I like really wearing my fanny pack around Greece. Also, I got a lot of vlog footage because I'm an up-and-coming YouTuber. Just kidding, I'm not, but I did vlog a lot, so yeah.
It was probably the Temple of Poseidon, honestly, just because it was so beautiful, and it was super windy the day that we went, but honestly that made it 10 times more fun, and the people around it, and it was so pretty. It was just great.
Probably the food. I really like food, so I ate a lot of it, especially during lunch. And the coffee was also really good too.
Students are excited for what's in store for next year's trip. Make sure to keep your eye out for information on the trip they're planning to Italy next year. For WHTV, this is Alyssa.
Wow, I almost feel like I'd already seen all that footage.
Yeah, I mean, it was all over social media.
Yeah, that's what happens when anyone goes on vacation.
I know, I wish people would just start enjoying their time without worrying about social media so much.
Yeah, Sophie actually just did a story all about social media.
Oh yeah, let's roll it.
In this generation, we use social media for basically everything. We asked some students of Winnacunnet and someone with a platform on social media to see how they feel about it.
I would probably want to grow up in the 70s without social media, only because I feel like it'd be a lot more of like a mentally healthy space.
So I realized that Snapchat is a waste of my time, and I have no streaks on Snapchat anymore because I realized how stupid it is to just send pictures back and forth. But I really like Instagram.
I mean, I don't really have that much social media, so it's not really a big part of my life.
I don't really use social media, but I think it can be distracting, especially when I'm trying to do homework.
Gives me some entertainment in school, watching some funny videos.
And I kind of like, it gets annoying sometimes.
I think social media is pretty cool, but you meet new friends on it, but there's can be like bullying on it and everything, and sometimes people use it as a bullying platform because they won't do it in like person.
My overall opinion on social media is I think it's pretty freaking cool. It's a place where people can express themselves and post whatever they want. I use social media as a platform where I can help people be positive and embrace who they are. And my whole message is about spreading body positivity and activism for the LGBT+ community and helping everyone love themselves. I think I definitely go overboard sometimes with my social media, and I think I need to take a break sometimes. It's a place where people can express themselves and do whatever they want. And I think the downside is just hate and how people can use the platform to bring other people down. I definitely have gotten like a lot of positive messages that are like, I love your message, like preach it girl, you do you. And that's great, that's what I have my platform for, because I want to help people, and those messages help me realize that what I'm doing is important, it's helping people. I think having a bigger platform can affect my friendships a little bit, because sometimes I pay more attention to my phone and what's going on Instagram than I do with my friends. My tips for social media is just be positive, try to exude your confidence. Always think about what you're going to post and like how that comment could affect someone, and just overall keep like a positive mindset and be mindful of what you're doing online.
After talking to Emily and students about how they felt, we decided to go to Winnicunnet's social worker to hear her thoughts and opinions about all of it.
The majority of teens use social media. They use it on a regular basis. They're sort of constantly connected. For some students, I think that it does increase depression and anxiety. Some of the major findings that are coming out more recently is that the more time students spend on social media, the more correlation there is with anxiety and depression. Teens are valuing face-to-face connection less than they did in the past. And to me, that's significant, because I think so much of the world, when you're not a teenager, really runs on the ability to communicate face-to-face with people, the ability to communicate in written form longer than 40 characters. And so I think that when you aren't having those face-to-face connections with people, there can be a loss of empathy, there can be a loss of social skills, there can be a loss of some of those just general relationship skills that we all need and use as we get older.
Social media can be used for so many good things, but people can use it incorrectly. Remember to spend some time away from social media and enjoy talking to people face to face. From WHTV, it's Sophie and Julia.
I feel like social media is still really important though.
I totally agree, Nadia. It helps people keep up with the news, especially when they miss events.
Events like the basketball game?
Exactly. For those of you who didn't attend, the boys basketball team has now moved into playoffs and played their first game this past Tuesday against Dover. After a long, hard-fought game, the Warriors came out on top with a score of 52-49. The next game will be tonight at Londonderry. To make it possible for all to attend, a fan bus will be taking Winnicunnet students to the game. Stop into the athletic office for more information, and good luck to the Warriors.
Yeah, you guys better be at the quarterfinals Londonderry game. With a student bus going, there's no excuses to not show out and support the team.
I couldn't agree more, Nadia.
You know what else I'm really passionate about?
What's that?
Our environment and keeping it clean. It's super important for us to protect our planet, and I heard you did a story on a club that revolves around that.
Yeah, I did. A story on Sustainability Club.
Well, let's see it.
Many new clubs are added to Winnicunnet each year based on students' interests. Last spring, Sustainability Club was started and has taken off since then.
This club focuses on working to make Winnicunnet and our local community more aware of environmental issues and become more sustainable. We talked with the co-presidents of the club to hear more.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm the co-president of Sustainability Club here at Winnicunnet. So last year, Sophie, Roby, and I got together and we decided that Winnacunnet should have a sustainability club, so we talked to Mr. Handwerk and Miss Reed and Miss Kraft, and we just got it together.
Caitlin Trott and I are co-presidents, and we both we kind of organize what we want the club to do, whether it be talking to people at school to help us with different activities, like with help from Mr. Handwerk and Miss Reed.
The club is constantly working on projects that will help make our school and community more eco-friendly.
We did this sustainable wrapping fundraiser, and we basically just decorated paper bags that we reused, and then we wrapped them for like community members for Christmas.
Well, right now we're working on a few things. One of the bigger things we want to work over like a longer period of time is the dining hall, and figuring out how maybe we can make it more sustainable, like the compost system and everything.
Overall, in its first full year in action, the Sustainability Club has already been very successful, and members hope to see it grow in the future.
Right now we're focusing on kind of Winnacunnet, but I want to see the club start to expand outward from there into like the community.
Environmental sustainability, especially in this community, we're a beach community, is very important.
The club is always accepting new members, so be sure to check it out if you're interested. From WHTV, this is Mills and Josie.
Clubs are super important to get involved in.
Yes, Mills. All activities are, including sports. Spring sports, including lacrosse, track and field, baseball, softball, boys volleyball, and tennis are starting up soon. Preseason meetings have been taking place recently on varying dates, so be sure to check your daily announcements for information about these. Also, make sure to sign up on Family ID to be eligible to play these sports. Best of luck to all the spring sports, and let's go, Warriors!
And of course, with sports clubs and activities, you can't forget the arts.
Of course not. Winnacunnet's rendition of Cinderella premieres March 15th.
Michael just did a story on how the show was put together.
As they say in showbiz, lights, camera, action!
Okay, no one says that. Let's just roll it.
The winter season is here, so either kids are out skiing or staying cozy by the fire, but a group of students and teachers are working on the yearly musical, this year being the traditional story of Cinderella. How is this yearly show put on? Let's find out.
Learned a lot during the last musical that I'm applying to this. Things like knowing how to read sheet music and knowing how to sing can come in handy. So we have it broken up. Usually Mondays and Fridays we have choreography, which for those who are unaware is dancing. So that's a fun time. And then Tuesday and Thursday we usually have vocals, and then Wednesday we have blocking.
I learned how to build a character, especially based on what other people are doing, and how to act in the scene accordingly.
Really a sense of community from all of the actors here, because they're super inviting to new students, and also it's really broadened my vocal range and performance selection.
The skills I've learned working with a musical definitely have been leadership skills, especially as I'm stage manager, because I learned how to work with people, and definitely I've learned a lot of carpentry skills, which I never thought I would be good at.
Learning how to sing and dance at the right moments is the easy part, but how do they get taught to do it properly?
So the first thing I do when Mr. Moore announces what show we're doing is start to wonder how much work I'm actually going to have to do. And my job is the pit director, so I have to go out and find all the musicians to play all the music. And we're lucky in that we have a lot of students that have been doing this for a while, so they kind of know how to run a musical. And then whatever students we don't have, I go out and find adults. We rehearse 2 days a week. You know, they don't make junior versions of these books. These are the professional Broadway versions. So I have all the students sign a contract. They are expected to come to rehearsal prepared. And we really don't have a whole lot of wiggle room in terms of our schedule. It's a lot of, you know, we got to learn this really difficult music really fast. And they do a great job. They do an amazing job. Every year they continue to blow me away. We've got some really strong musicians in this school. So it's always kind of interesting to see where we start and then what we end up with, because it's almost always a positive experience in the end. So.
So as far as picking a show, what I usually do is I take a look at what I'm going to have for talent the following year as far as seniors, and I also look at my underclassmen too to see where the strengths lie, whether they might be better pop singers or better classical singers. And then I look online, watch videos, listen to a lot of recordings, read scripts. There are websites where I can look at some Broadway scripts. And then I might confer with Mr. Martin or with Ms. D'Amico, the other directors, and Ms. Reno, and try to get a feeling for their opinion. And then what I have to do is contact the company that rents the show to us, and we have to pay our royalties and rental fees, and we have to get permission to do the show and secure the rights. And that's usually in the spring, about 6-7 months before we actually start rehearsing. And then we order the scripts, and by December we get our books and we can begin rehearsing.
Looks like this show is going to be one of its best. Make sure you see it on March 16th. This is Michael Dunleavy signing off.
That looks awesome. Good luck to all the actors.
Well, that's all we have for you.
Hey, Winnicott, we have a great episode for you today.
No, Nadia, the episode's over.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, bye.
Good luck on finals.
Perfect. Do you like sitting there? I did not get hit by the Bermuda Triangle. Slapped you in the face. Okay, one more time. I got it. Cruz! Alejandro, I'm not your babe, I'm not my name. Matt, get your hand!
I drop it off the next time it comes up here.